Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul, and today we will be unboxing Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanized Madness Structure Deck. Now, first thing some of you may have asked, what happened to my hair? Well, needless to say, I took a fist from Endeavor, and it turns out that his fire attacks are a lot stronger than Meliona's. That was a surprise to me since I always thought that Meliona would beat Endeavor, but in terms of firepower, Endeavor does have more dangerous than Meliona's. Who knew? So yeah, that will be opening the Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure Deck Mechanized Madness. Now, although I don't believe I ever talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Before on this channel, no, and that's mostly because when I started this channel, I kind of fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not because I stopped loving the series, it's just that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game, and you kind of want to, play the game, and needless to say that a lot of people I hang out don't really play it. Also fell out of the game, and the only person I did play, that person went away because of, school, so it was pretty much just me with cards. So there's nothing one to replay. But now I'm planning on getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And who knows, I'll be possibly making more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content with on this channel. I'll definitely buy more what am I talking about now? Well, I'm definitely gonna be buying more volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. Well, speaking like I already bought, but I am planning on buying volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to really see what was it. Like, I watched one chapter review, and I do believe someone made a video about the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. As but I'm probably gonna buy a volume, not sure when, but maybe after I buy every volume of My Academia that's currently out. But yeah. Yeah, now I'm also aware this structure that already came out like 3 months ago, but okay, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure that this structure that came out recently in my country, because the store owner told me, oh, the reason why it isn't 50% off is because it's new. Speaking like I didn't know that. You can like that. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't want to be mean to her, but when I literally named the structure deck, you would think that I would be aware of it. I also bought myself Dark Hax card sleeves. Honestly, I think this is the first time that I ever saw Dark Hax sleeves in stores when I was buying this, which is surprising. I probably should have bought scissors when I was opening these sleeves. But yeah. Now, another reason why I probably fell off Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also because the stores that I usually go to they don't really sell these. Oh, that was the most nasty opening. Oh, they even have more. That's surprising. But yeah, another reason why I probably fell off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was also because the stores that I usually went to didn't really have didn't really have all of cards. In fact, it's actually rather recently that I even figured out there are some stores do sell cards. But yeah. Yeah. So we have the sleeves here. But yeah. So I'm already aware of what's in it because I always saw videos, I even saw duels, and from what I could tell, it's a very fun deck, and it doesn't seem like it'll be all that too difficult to figure out how it's to use. Which is, compared to the rest of current modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, quite a bit of a surprise since all of them are like insane. Seriously, I watched a Team FPS video about old players getting to the new Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it was old versus new, or something like that. And one of the jokes in that video was like a guy using combos. I think he says like the old school, like the very simple ones. When Segeki, and then the modern one, like 2 hours later, is like, and this is a combo. And that field was like completely full with cards. Now, I wanna say that that was just exaggeration for comedy, but I also saw a video on Team NPS where two of their people there were dueling with only one life point, and I'm pretty sure that one of them in the first round, in the first turn, had like a bunch of link summonings on the field. So yeah. Alright, so this is the structure map you can play the game on. And behind them we get some booster packs to see what else is selling. I wonder if Mystic Files are already out in my country. Because I don't think I saw them yesterday. But yeah. Oh my god, I took it. It's stuck in there. Well, so yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Now I'm aware of cards like Link, Synchros, and XYZ. Like, I honestly stopped following the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime when Zaxo started. Like, black cards were completely new to me. In fact, the first time I think I saw black cards was when I bought this 10 and I got some of the black monsters here. But yeah. I think I do have them in this deck. So yeah. Now we have this playmat where I believe this is the new way you could get where you have to scan this on Konami's website and you get the rulebook, which I'm hoping does contain all the information, like what they're called, like, I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but I'm hoping they contain all those card plays that are unknown for me. We have this Duel Link. I'm guessing this is the promotional material. And then we get a Legacy Duelist. It's time to duel! Yeah, it's kind of funny how, although it's more modern and it has been years since Yugi and all, they're still like the most popular characters. So yeah, let's see the first card. I guess the new boss monster of this deck, because I'm aware that Mechanized Madness did actually came out. Well, I don't know if it was exactly Mechanized Madness, but I'm aware there was already a Machina deck that came out, where it was one of the previous monsters. In fact, I do believe he's in this deck. So here we have Machina Citadel, which is the new boss monster. I really like the design, but it does look like a boss monster. I do think it was actually a good idea to have them. Let's put this out of the way. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good design. Now the way I understand this deck going is the point of it is to like all special summons. Like you summon a card, you have a card in your hand that's a certain level, and then you give it to the graveyard, and then that's how you special summon these. I think that you also can destroy your opponent's monster with this. You can destroy the machine. Oh, well, alright, I think if that is whether I did, you can destroy a monster's card, destroy your own machine card when this card's in the graveyard, and then you can summon it. So yeah, now let's look at this. We have Machina Storage. Yeah, it's a pretty cool card of design. Like, modern Yu cards, as much as I think they are overly complicated with their summonings, I do think they look way better. It's also reminding me of the joke when Team MPS, when they had like a capped old player get into a new, and then the guy was asking for like, oh, I want kind of the more cool, the more monsters, the more scary, like zombies, dragons, and then all those cards were just like, oh, fairies. Now here we have Machina Aerator. Yeah, I think this is also, I'm not sure how strong this card is, but I can't wait to try it out. So here we have Machina Deployment. My personal opinion, some of these cards will probably be god awful. as you could have guessed. And I think this is the last special made card. I think they are called rare or hollow card, and that is unauthorized reactivation. I think this is probably has something to do with the storage. Yeah. So now we have Machina Irradiator. Unless this is another one of those cards that is very useful for summoning the stronger ones. Surprisingly, it actually has very little attack points. In fact, they all have kind of little like attack points for such high level monsters. I mean, Machina has 3,000 obviously, but Machina Irradiator 170. Machina Irradiator no 1,050. I guess it's their effects, and their defense points are really useful. Now we have the original boss monster, Machina Fortress. I do think Machina cards were in the anime, but I think it was just Yu-Gi-Oh! 5DS, and that character who had them was like not really a duelist. He was a former duelist. But yeah. Now we have Machina Gear Frame, which from what I understand is one of the cards, original cards from the first structure deck with Machina. Now we have Machina Peacekeeper. Now I also have another Machina Peacekeeper from, not sure exactly it is. Another Machina Peacekeeper, which you can kind of tell it's very damaged. I'll check to see if the effect is the same, because from what I heard, some older cards get their effects changed. In fact, I think there might be a similar card in here with that kind of thing. Now we have Machina Force. So yeah, I think this card does appear in the anime, but I'm not sure. Which, my god, this card has a lot of attack points, like 4,600, which might be one of the highest attack points in the game. Because I'm pretty sure that the 500 Dragon fusion card has 5,000, and I cannot really think of that many cards that have more than that. Now we have Machina Megaform. I wonder. So yeah, this deck is pretty much just high level monsters quick summonings. Machina Cannon. Then now we have Machina Soldier, which is probably what the original deck was really made on. Because I can honestly imagine that these updates to these decks were honestly just taking the original decks and then just adding a better and new cards and some other aspects. Machina Sniper. Machina Defender, which might actually not appear in the anime, because I know the Machina Sniper is, and I do believe Machina Soldier did, but I don't think Machina Defender appeared. Now we have Commander Covington. I actually checked last night, and this guy does appear in the anime. It's always just like the random cards to show off how good of a duelist that character was. Now we have Yizukiro, the Star Destroyer Kaiju. Apparently Kaijus are a type, an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! But also, I think they all appear mostly in different decks. Now we have Snowplow, Hustle Rust. I kind of wonder why some of these but I honestly think the bottom cards are just there to fill the deck up. Because otherwise, you would pretty much just get duplicates of some of these cards. Which, ironically enough, a lot of decks these structures seem to be buy just so a person can have 3 copies of every card. Like, there are essentially people making $30 structure decks based on this. Now we have Gen X Ali Birdman. This is a tuner monster. Yeah, I don't believe you get a synchron in this. Like I cannot remember it. Now we have scrap recycler, which I do believe. Yeah, I do have a scrap recycler, and yeah, their effects are different. Now I'm not sure if they are exactly different or this one just has less. Although I'm not sure if these cards are like now allowed or no longer allowed because of the effects changes. Let's see. When this card is no more special summon, you can select and send one Machina type monster from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn, you can return 2 level 4 machine type Earth monsters from your graveyard to the deck to draw 1 card. When this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can send 1 Machina monster from your deck or graveyard. Once per turn, you can shuffle 2 level 4 Earth monsters from your graveyard into the deck to draw 1 card. No, wait, no, it's just a different framing. It's pretty much the same effect. Huh. You know, that's surprising. I wonder why they changed it and why it looks like completely different. Well, I guess maybe it's just better quality because, I mean, I don't want to mean, but the new cards have like a lot of dialogue. Like a lot. I mean, just look at the pendulum cards. I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to have such a pendulum card that even the card artwork will not even be like here. Will not even be like just this part here. I feel like it will be like only this part will be for the artwork. So now we have Turk Tone Gear, which I'm guessing right now we get into those like really weak cards in terms of battle. Cards who you only have in your deck just for effect purposes. Now we have Righty Driver, which is actually a pretty cool card. Again, a tuner card. In fact, the last one is also a tuner card. But I don't think you get synchrons. In fact, no synchrons. I'm guessing this Lefty Driver and the other ones do have synchron monsters you can summon, but they're just not in the deck. Which in that case, I'm wondering in what pack can I get the cards to summon with these. Now we have Duskbot 1. Again, a tuner monster, even though you don't get any tuners. In fact, from what I heard, structure decks don't really even give you that many cards to go in your extra deck. I think Salamine Grite or Soulburn deck, I'm not really sure in the translation, is like the only deck that gives you the most amount of extra cards for your extra deck. That's Bot 3, which I wonder if there is no That's Bot 2 or if we just skipped them. Now we get into our spell cards. Now we have Machine Defense, Perimeter. I don't know how to see, but I like it. I like the kind of like war, like a type of army type of design with Machina. No, with them soldiers, snipers, and their arms are just looking like they have tanks and robots. Now we have Machina Armored Union. I do believe I saw this card being played in the anime, or at least seen it in the anime, but I can't really remember a lot from it. Now we have Iron Coal, which is an okay design. From it, Iron Draw. I also heard that a lot of trap cards aren't really the most common things to use in the current Yu-Gi-Oh game. I mean, there are trap cards down here. Yeah, you get a couple of them. I think you get like 7 trap cards in this entire deck. So less than 10 really. So that's honestly kind of surprising. Even no monsters I don't believe have been in the decks any more recently. We have Magnum Traverse, which is kind of surprising how there are no longer no monsters, which I'm guessing is probably because a lot of cards right now are archetype based and they have like some form of archetype structure to that, and no monsters don't really, well, it's kind of pointless of having them based on archetypes. I mean, a lot of cards have that. In fact, I have a card in my deck right now that is an archetype. I have a couple of, I think I have two archetypes in my deck that's not even a really competitive deck. It's basically just a card that really function well together. Like, oh, this warrior card can work together with this equip card because this equip card doesn't require it to be any special. You just have to be a certain type. Now we have limit removal, which I actually think is one of the earlier ones, like from GX. It might have been in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think it was in GX. Now we have Ties of the Believer. So yeah. Father of Avarice, which again, one of these older cards. Now, I'm not sure exactly the current ban list because the way I usually got ban list was like on a magazine that started selling like a long time ago. Like, I'm not sure exactly on the date year, but when those magazines had DVDs for the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons, and that's how I pretty much followed GX through those DVDs. And the last one that came out was the one with Jade and again going to back to that monster world. Which now I'm thinking about it, don't current series kind of like throw away that whole monster world thing? Because I'm pretty sure they usually use them more for scientific explanations, which might be the case probably because a lot of modern cards are pretty robotic in terms of their appearances. I mean, seriously. Cosmic Cyclone, Supply Squad. So yeah. Machina Overdrive, which from what I heard is a new card, which makes sense since this has the main monster Machina Citadel, which seems to be for another robotic monster, but I'm honestly unsure if it's another machine or is it just some really cyborg looking monster that's, I don't know, dragon attribute. Cyber Summon Blaster. Wait, is this a card that in that GX episode that guy with spaceships used? Each time a machine or monster is machina monster special summon while this card is already face up on the field. Your spell trap zone inflicts. Yeah, this is the card. Not that card used. Huh. It's not crazy how some of these cards are like really old. But yeah, back to the ban list discussion. Like in those magazines that you get like ban list as well. And that ban list had like and then after that I was completely unaware. The fun thing about the ban list though is even though some of those cards that in like Yu-Gi-Oh anime they were using are banned, they were using them left and right. And those cards didn't even like help that much at the end of the day. Like they were useful but not like completely. Like they were honestly only used mostly just there for like the captain to get cards that can really work well with their hand. Like because let's be fair, how many times has it happened in anime where a captain had like shit for cards and yet for some reason and then yet the next card he draws, oh, this card can allows me to get more cards and then he like, oh great, now I can actually do something with this. This is what made just so there will not be dead turns. It's not always just so, you know, it will not be like a real life Yu-Gi-Oh game. We have Back to the Front, which I believe we have two of them, yes. From what I heard, structure decks don't actually include doubles of any cards, which I'm wondering if this was like a mistake or this was intentional. But yeah, we get two Back of the Front. Now the reason why probably they're not giving structure decks these duplicate cards is because, well, for one, people are gonna buy more of these boxes. And differently, they're probably, and another reason, these are probably supposed to be like structures. From what I can see, are made to like battle monks and non-structure decks, and you can alter them on your own decision. So we have Trap Trick, which I'm guessing this is a modern card because it has these girls, and I'm pretty sure I saw these girls somewhere before. I wonder what's for the new. Now I do believe. Now I think we actually do have a deck that packs that are will include these cards. Yeah, the Mystic Fighters from what I can tell, because there's a Dragon Maid, which I might actually be interested in seeing how these go. I don't believe they had them in the store that I bought them. So here we have Bigane. I wonder if this card was a censored card. Because EU cards have a lot of censoring in them. I mean, I think it's less modern because a lot of cards right now are more scientifically designed, while older cards were much more mystical. It all goes to say that after 5DS, cards got more scientific design. I mean, Utopia is supposed to be a knight, but honestly looks like a giant robotic knight. And we go just more with this. And now we have a final card called Solemn Strike. From what I heard, this card is actually a really liked card, and a lot of people want it. In fact, I saw 2 videos from Simo and Samurai X, and I believe both of those 2 decks, they made like videos about how to make a $30 Machina deck by just buying structure decks, and I believe they both included 3 Solemn Strikes. This is a pretty good card. I also think there's so I'm guessing a lot of people buy these structure decks also just so they can get certain cards, because I believe there's a very useful hand trap that appears in like, I believe 1 structure deck, 1 box, and 2 card sets, and that card is like one of the major ones. I think the card structure that appears in is Solomon Great, which is a very like the hand trap. So yeah, I still have a couple of packs left, and I also have a couple of my machine cards here, which are, as you can tell, very old. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, most of my cards that I possess, I didn't even buy. It was mostly just given to me by friends who just fell out the game. So, yeah. I'll probably use some of these cards that I have here, like maybe the gadgets, since the gadgets were in the original Machina deck from what I heard. And maybe Gravity Blaster, because I do believe it increases the level strength of some of the monsters, which, granted, machine cards aren't really supposed to be all that used as attack. They're more supposed to be used for their effect, and you can summon them repeatedly. Meaning that if someone attacks your monster, you'll be allowed to summon Machine Citadel, so you could destroy that card, and they have this behemoth of a monster, which makes sense. Although I honestly feel like there should be a boost in strength, because again, some decks can literally have your entire field filled with monsters in the first turn, in the first round. Literally, let's just go 5 cards. You have 5 cards. You draw 1, and then you end this field somehow with a bunch of 4 link monsters on the field. It's insane. Now, like I said, I'm planning on making more Yu-Gi-Oh content, or at least hoping I'm gonna be making them, which are most likely just going to be small pack openings, oh, I bought 3 packs. Let's say, I'm forgetting the names of the current decks. In fact, I didn't even really have that much when I was in the age where most people had them. Let's go with Mythic Fighters. I will buy a couple of packs of Mythic Fighters, and then I will open them. Probably just a handful, probably a couple of minute videos. But yeah. So anyway, this is my video on opening the Mechanized Madness structure deck, as well as my talk about my history with Yu-Gi-Oh and what I remember from it. So yeah. Now, anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all people next time. Bye.